practice spiritual life. And in effect, we are allowing those circumstances to be there to make it difficult for us to practice spiritual life. So that is what I'm suggesting, is that's all resistance, which it's a good idea to become aware of. And as I said before about anartha nivritti, artha, what does artha mean? That which has value, and what else? That's more like vritti. Artha also means meaning. So the artha of a pada, a word, or a line of a Sanskrit verse, the artha is the meaning. We have also purusha artha. 4 purusha arthas. What are they?
4 goals.
Goals. Okay, aims. Yes, in that sense, aims. So there's dharma, artha, again artha, kama, moksha. Within that dharma, artha, we usually translate as Prabhupada, what? Economic development, right. Which means what? In this sense, it means value. So that which is valuable. So anartha means unvaluable, non-valuable, having no value, or having the opposite of value. So anartha, that which has no value, nivritti, the stopping, the disengagement with what has no value. That's the aim in spiritual life. That's the goal in spiritual life, is to come to the point where all of our activities have value. And all of our activities lead to the goal of pure Krishna consciousness. Mm-hmm. And so if we can get to that anartha nivritti stage where we're putting aside all of the obstacles, all of the habits, all of the hindrances, all of the resistances, then indeed, naturally there's going to be nishta, there's going to be fixedness, literally standing down, nishta, having our feet on the ground instead of sort of floating in Maya, being fixed. As Prabhupada said, being fixed like a fixture, like a light fixture, not falling down, being fixed. All of that comes naturally when we are nicely developing our faith, dealing with doubt and dealing with whatever forms of faith are actually obstacles to our spiritual life. When our sadhu sangha is really alive and dynamic, when we are seeing others as sadhu, and when we are also seeing ourselves as sadhu, at least trying to be, at least we're on the path of being sadhu. I gave a whole presentation on this subject last summer, that my theory, my little pet theory, one of my pet theories, is that Srila Prabhupada wanted to establish a society of sadhus. That may not sound very revolutionary, but the point I'm making by that is that for him it was actually, in at least in a certain sense, a secondary issue about who is guru. That he was concerned that everyone becomes sadhu, and that if this society is facilitating that everyone becomes sadhu, then naturally everything will fall into place. place with respect to who is guru, because then the society will be seen as collective guru for the greater society, because everyone will see, there's a Hare Krishna. He must be a sadhu. And if he or she is a sadhu or sadhi, then I can respect them, I can learn from them, I can advance spiritually by associating with them. Anyway, that's another seminar. All right, so my little thesis, my pet theory for today is that peace is a good thing. And it's about balance, and it's about freedom from lower modes of nature. It's not just about impersonalism, and this is where I'm suggesting sometimes a mistake is made, that we associate Shantarasa only with impersonalism, philosophical impersonalism, and therefore we mistakenly think that the emotional state of Shanti is not desirable. And I want to say, no, we need to value peace because, as it's said in the Bhagavad Gita, where is the question of happiness without peace? And Srila Prabhupada said so many times, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. But Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, there's not going to be happiness unless there's peace. And what I want to suggest is there's not going to be peace unless we are able to deal with, in an effective way, our various emotions. And how we want to deal with them is, I would suggest, a very subtle way. I'm going to be making use of some ideas from a kind of self-help method which I came across, which has been developed in America. It's called the Sedona method. It by itself is sort of designed to appeal to people who have, I would say, some sense that human life is meant for higher purposes, but it's also been designed as a business, and therefore to appeal to people to cultivate their material desires. But what I found from looking at this method is that it is quite easily adaptable, adjustable, and Krishnizable. And so I hope that you will bear use of